Hi, my name is Palash Krishna Mehrotra. This is my LifePage. Today we're going to talk about writing, but before that, let me introduce myself. I started out in Allahabad in boys' high school. Then I went to St. Stephen's where I read philosophy. Then I was at Delhi School of Economics where I did sociology. Then I left for Oxford for Balliol College where I did my second BA in philosophy, politics and economics. It's the old degree called the PPE. The choice of my subjects right through had to do with human beings, to do with society, to do with ideas. So I think I was always attracted to the liberal arts, which kind of ties in with writing, which would later become my profession. My first book was a book of stories called Eunuch Park, which was a finalist for the Hindu Book Award and was a finalist for the Shakti Bhatt First Book Prize. It was called Eunuch Park, 15 Stories of Love and Destruction, which was published by Penguin India. Sometimes writing is just chasing a sentence. At times you have an idea that you want to execute, that you want to say something about. It's a very chicken and egg kind of process. The first thing is that one should read indiscriminately. You read across genres. You don't, if you want to be a poet, it's not necessary that you just read poetry. If you read across genres, you develop a literary sensibility. You develop some sort of understanding of the world around you. You learn to ask the right questions, and you unlearn what school has taught you. And for that, I think reading beyond your syllabus, beyond your course books, reading indiscriminately across genres is very essential. I think you require some sort of vision, what is your voice going to be? What is it trying to do? How is it going to be different from what has come before you? How are you going to say, how is your eye going to be? How is your ear going to be different from the other writers who've come before you and who are around you? So I think it's very important to have some sort of vision, which is your vision, which is your way of looking at the world, which is really your creativity. I think the self-satisfaction that you get if you want to be a writer, if you're writing, you're writing well, you get this, because this is, you've got some small detail, you've made this observation, you have to rack your brains to get there, then your talent gives it to you. But it's a sense of nailing something, it's a sense of articulating something, because as a writer you've taken on the burden of articulating what human beings feel, because a lot of us live in this kind of instinctually, from moment to moment, kind of fuzzy emotion. Lack of certainty. There is no certainty in writing. I mean, how do you know how people are going to respond to what you've written? Sometimes, I'll tell you from a very small example of writing a column. Sometimes you write a column and you feel you've written the worst column, and now, with social media, it gives you numbers. And then you wake up and you realize that, hey, this piece has gone viral. I mean, everybody seems to like it. And when you write it, you don't have any idea. Sometimes you think you've written your best piece and then it just falls flat. I mean, no one's interested in it. So, there is this uncertainty about response. I mean, you write a book and it might get a good response. It might get a bad response. I prefer to spend, when I'm doing a lot of serious writing, I just prefer to be in Dehradun. I know less people here. I find it difficult to create a quiet space in the city. There's always something happening, or someone calling you, or passing by close to your house, and then you always say yes, and then nothing happens. And it's just, it's a lot of oral writing, but that's not real writing. So in Dehradun, I mean, if I'm not a morning person, you will not find me, even if I'm up at 5:30, you will not find me at my desk, before 9:30, 10. Somehow I just can't write in the mornings. I often start a little late, about 10, then, I take breaks, then afternoon is a good time. It gives me a long chunk, after lunch till, say, 2 to 7 or 2 to 9. That's you need extended periods, especially if you're writing fiction and working on a book. Taking breaks is good. Sometimes I'll go cycling or swimming in the evening. Say I'll work from 10 to 1, then, 1 to 2 is lunch, then, work from 2 to 5, then take a break from 5 to 7 or 5 to 6:30, then, write for another couple of hours, 6:30 to 8:30. I mean, that was the way I wrote Butterfly Generation. Well, I hope I've given you a balanced view of writing, and it will be of some use to you. Thank you.